Right. So picture this. Okay. You're all cozy, cuddled up on the couch and things are just feeling amazing. And suddenly your partner, whispers those 3 little words.
Oh, yeah.
I love you. Hard soaring. Right. But then comes the record scratch,
Oh, no.
But I'm not in love with you.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what does that even mean? So that's kind of like the love paradox that we're diving into today, right?
It is.
And we're going to be breaking down this relationship advice piece called the love paradox. And it's got tons of real life stories and expert opinions.
It does.
And I'm really curious to kind of get your take on this.
Yeah.
Have you ever run into this kind of confusion yourself?
All the time.
Let's unpack it.
Yeah. I think what's really interesting here is how often we just kind of throw around love and in love.
Yeah.
They're the same thing.
Yeah.
But, you read a piece like this and you realize, oh, wow, these are totally different experiences, in love. I think that's really about that initial rush.
Right.
It's the passion, the intensity.
The butterflies.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
But as anyone who's been in a relationship for a while knows,
right,
that, as things mature, that feeling tends to mellow a bit.
So is love then just like the settled version?
Right.
Like the Netflix and sweatpants version of In Love?
I don't think so, because I think of love as something much, much deeper.
Okay.
It's rooted, know. It's
Yeah.
about the commitment, the shared values, the choice to be with someone.
Day after day.
Yeah, exactly. Even when you're not,
Yeah.
feeling those fireworks.
Yeah.
And I actually think that can be, a really reassuring thing.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, they panic when those butterflies fade. They
Right.
think, oh my God, the relationship's doomed.
Right.
But recognizing that love evolves, that can actually, I think, strengthen your bond in the long run.
So then when someone says that line, I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
Right.
They're basically kind of longing for that spark.
Yeah.
While still acknowledging hey, there's something good here.
Yeah, exactly.
But what causes this whole love paradox in the first place?
Right.
Because this article kind of points to 5 potential culprits.
Okay.
Emotional disconnection, lack of intimacy, unmet expectations, different love languages, and past traumas.
Past traumas.
That seems kind of heavy.
It can be, yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I think that, we all have experiences, even ones that we think we've worked through, that can still influence how we give and receive love.
Right.
So let's unpack these, because I think they're things that we all deal with in relationships.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like you and your partner are living totally separate lives, even if you're under the same roof? Yeah.
That's emotional disconnection creeping in, right?
Right.
And then there's the lack of intimacy, which, we often think of as physical touch.
Right.
But it's also about emotional vulnerability, sharing your deepest fears and dreams with your partner, that kind of thing.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then there's those unmet expectations.
Oh, expectations. The root of all evil.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe one person really craves quality time. Right? That's how they experience love. That's their love language.
Right.
While the other person, they're all about acts of service.
Okay.
Like making dinner.
Yeah.
Or running errands.
Yeah.
And so these are literally called love languages. It's how we express and receive love.
Right.
And when those clash and they're not addressed, resentment can build.
Oh yeah.
And then you layer on top of that, as the piece talks about, past traumas,
which can lead to, a fear of intimacy or difficulty expressing emotions.
So we see this playing out in real life in this article with these two couples, Emily and Ryan.
Right.
And Sarah and Mike were facing this love paradox.
Yeah.
Emily and Ryan seem pretty comfortable.
Right.
But she's missing that spark.
Right. The passion.
Yeah, the passion.
Yeah.
And then you have Sarah and Mike who are really struggling with their unmet needs, and it's really kind of heartbreaking.
It is. Yeah. And I think what these stories really highlight is how those 5 culprits we just talked about can really impact real relationships, right?
Yeah.
So, you look at Emily and Ryan, and they have a strong foundation of love, but they've let the romance slide. They might need to actively try to rebuild that. Whereas Sarah, she needs Mike to really understand her. Yeah.
And meet those needs.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the resentment's just going to keep building.
It makes me wonder about Emily and Ryan, though. Like, could their situation actually be healthy?
Oh, interesting.
In its own way, maybe they found this comfortable love that works for them, even without the constant fireworks. What do you think about that?
I think that's such an important point, because I think it challenges this idea that all relationships have to be super passionate to be successful. Right. Yeah. So maybe for them, companionship is enough.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what love looks like for them.
Right.
And I think that highlights how important it is to define what a fulfilling relationship is, both individually and as a couple.
So true.
Yeah.
And the article, thankfully, offers some advice from actual relationship experts.
Oh, good.
We got Dr. Sue Johnson.
Okay. And Dr. Esther Perel.
Right.
And they both emphasize, the vital role of intimacy and communication and all this.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their insights, I think, really tie into those solutions that are presented. We're talking open communication.
Yeah.
Talking about those deep feelings, desires, fears.
And being vulnerable.
Yeah. Letting your partner really see you.
Exactly.
And then there's, rebuilding romance.
Right.
Whether that's, date nights or little surprises or just making that effort to reconnect.
Yeah. That's not
this part about the open communication that really hit home for me.
Yeah.
I think we can all benefit
for sure
from being a little more vulnerable with our partners.
Totally.
But how do we actually make this happen?
Right.
Like, it's great to talk about intimacy, but how do we do it?
You want the concrete steps.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the piece offers 5 actionable tips.
Okay.
We've got clarifying your expectations, fostering emotional connection, prioritizing intimacy.
Okay.
Cultivating curiosity about your partner.
Okay.
And seeking professional help if needed.
Right.
Now, I know that might sound like a lot, but even small changes can have a really big impact.
Love that.
Yeah.
Can you give us like an example?
Oh, sure.
Of like putting this into practice?
Yeah, let's take cultivating curiosity.
Okay.
So tonight, instead of, scrolling through your phone during dinner, ask your partner about their day. Ask them what they're excited about.
Yeah.
And really listen, ask follow-up questions. I mean, that's such a simple act.
Right.
But it can really help to spark that connection and deepen that understanding.
So basically, recognizing that difference between love and in love can really help us navigate our relationships.
Absolutely.
With more awareness, right?
I think so.
Yeah. More intention.
Yeah.
What do you think is like the biggest takeaway from all this?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier, and I think the biggest takeaway for me is this.
Okay.
What if this love paradox isn't a problem to be solved? What if it's an opportunity? An opportunity to understand love on a much deeper level.
Whoa.
Right?
Okay.
What if it's a chance to build relationships that embrace both,
Yeah.
the fiery passion and that enduring commitment?
Right. Both. Yeah.
That, I think, is what makes love so powerful.
Mind blown.
Right.
That's something to really think about.
It is.
And hey, if you want more relationship deep dives like this,
please
make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yes.
We'll be back soon with more insights.
More deep
into the intricate world of love and relationships.
Can't wait.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.